I'm Kane Freeman, and I'm here to give you an overview of the changes that are coming with the Omicron update. Before we get to Omicron itself, however, there are a few changes that have happened to the existing plugins that we have on the server. Now, the biggest change to the plugins in general is the addition of a help system. This help system is available to players in-game and will allow you to easily look up all the commands that are available to you. To access all the ShaBooZey util commands, you simply type /help, and it will bring up a list of commands and how to use them, along with a short description of what they do. Now, to make your chat not be overflowed, the help is in page form, so you'll see like /help page 1 of 4. In order to see a different page, you have to type /help ? And then the page number. Now, every command in ShaBooZey util or Omicron now has this help system built into it. So let's say I wanted to learn more about the call command. I could simply type /call ? And it would pull up the help for that particular command. Now, there are a few new commands that have come along with the Omicron update. So if you take a look at this list, you'll notice there's a new command called bounty. Now, it is suffice it to say that this command is not implemented yet, however it already is in the help system. So if you actually type /bounty, it'll say this command is not yet implemented. This command will be coming with the first update to Omicron, which will be our PvP update. Now, there's one other command in this list that was not there previously, and that is the blocked command. So it currently says I have no one blocked. However, if you use the block command to block someone from private messaging you, so I could be like, block the slime doctor, because I hate him. We all know I hate him. It's a deep-rooted passion that I just have to express sometimes. I hate you, Lewis. So I could do /block the slime doctor. Now, I can't block him because he's never actually logged into the server. So this is the message that you will see if a player has never logged into the server since the Omicron update. Player is not registered with this server. This is to prevent you from mistyping a name or whatnot. Now, if we continue to page 2 of the help, you'll notice that other than the money commands that are now in this help menu, everything is the same as before. We have the call, we have the change channel, we have the join, the leave. Now, why are the money commands in here? Well, previously, we used a plugin called iEconomy to handle all the money that going through the system. However, we have changed that now. We have a new plugin that is mostly a back-end plugin for the server called Epsilon. Yes, we're going with the Greek names. Both ShaBooZey util and Omicron use Epsilon as a back-end system. It's where all the player data is stored and is now where our economy is stored as well. From the player's perspective, the money commands are the same as they were before. You should see no change other than the fact that when you type /money, it now says ShaBooZey in front of it. You'll notice that all the commands now respond with ShaBooZey instead of like ShaBooZey util or Omicron. They simply reply with the tag ShaBooZey. So here we see that I have 30 gold. That is the starting balance that we have. We might up that for a few days upon Omicron's release to try to encourage people to log in. So those money commands are the same as they were before. So let's go on to page 3 of the help. Now, as you can see, everything here is the same until you get to the last 2 commands. What are these tickets? /t now shows you your current ticket. What is a ticket? So the ticket system, which is probably the biggest change to ShaBooZey util from its live version, is a system to allow you to register a complaint or a concern with the moderator staff. So if someone griefed you, you could simply type /t, this guy griefed me. And it creates a ticket for you. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, the moderators will now get a message saying that there is a ticket currently open, and they can view all the currently open tickets. Now, the ticket recorded your message that you typed in there and your location. So if we type /t, it will show us our currently open ticket. Now you can see it recorded when it was submitted, my message, It was submitted by me and exactly where the ticket was opened. So what my exact location was. So if you want to submit a ticket saying they griefed me, it might be a good idea to stand by where they actually griefed so that the moderators can quickly come to that location and check out the problem. You can only have one ticket open at a time. So if you went, this other guy griefed me, not freefed me, griefed me, it'll say you can only have one ticket open at once. It might take some time for a moderator to get on and take care of your ticket. However, you don't have to go and leave a message on the forum or anything because this will always be available to the moderators in-game. Every time they log on, it will say, so many tickets are currently open. Go check them out. And so they can go, they can handle them, and they can close them. Once they're closed, you can type /t closed. Now, see, I don't have any closed tickets currently. Now, you can close your own ticket. To do that, you would type /t close and then the ticket number. My ticket number is 1, as you can see. Now, ticket 1 closed. So my ticket has now been closed. So if I type /t closed again, it'll show up as I have one closed ticket, ticket 1. So if I wanted to look up ticket 1 to see what exactly that ticket was, because maybe I forgot, just type /t1 and it'll pull that up and it says closed now instead of open. Now, a moderator can claim your ticket to basically say it's mine and I'm the one who's going to be taking care of it. If that happens when you type /t for your open ticket, it will show up which moderator is the one who claimed the ticket. So if you needed to talk to the moderator who's in charge of taking care of your ticket, you can look them up that way. And it will also allow you to see that we're actually making progress towards completing and closing your ticket. So let's move on to the last page of the help here. This shows the remaining of the ticket commands, along with the only other new command that has been added to ShaBooZey util, and that is the time command. We can type /time and it will show us the current time in the world. Just a little simple something to help everyone. It is time to move on to the basics of Omicron itself. So just like with ShaBooZey util, Omicron has a fully implemented help system. Now, while we didn't put every command that you can possibly do in the /help itself, you can go to the individual commands and look them up. So if we wanted to look up all the commands relevant to towns, we do /town ? Now, as you can see, this in itself has 5 pages of help. So there are a lot of town commands. This is why we didn't put it in the help command itself. There would probably be like 20 pages worth of commands. All these commands are posted on the forums along with these videos. Now, Omicron has quite a few things called a dashboard. Now, what is a dashboard exactly? A dashboard is something that presents a bunch of information about something. So if you type /town, here it's going to tell me I don't belong to a town because I haven't made one yet. However, if I did belong to a town, it would pull up a dashboard that would show a lot of information about the town. We'll go into this more in depth when I do the town tutorial. For now, a dashboard we can look at is the resident dashboard. So let's look at the resident help here real quick. There's 2 pages of resident help. These are all the commands that are available to all the players as they come in. So these are for you personally, your player personally. So let's just do /resident. This will pull up your dashboard. See, it has my name, it shows that I'm online, it shows when I registered, when my last login was, how many plots I own, what my bank is, and if I belong to a town, how much taxes I'd have to pay each day. Now, you can also look up other residents, like if... Once again, it says this player is not registered on this server. So if the player was registered on the server, if they'd ever logged in, it would pop up their information saying whether they're online or not and all their information relevant to this. We have a fully implemented friend system here. So if we type /friend, we can see the commands that are relevant to friend. So we have friend, add, remove player, and friend list. So if we go to friend list, I have no friends. That's very sad. We might even make that display a message to say, oh, you have no friends. Sad face. But no. Now, if I wanted to add a friend to my list, I'd type /friend, add, and then let's add Lewis. So, a request has been sent. If he had never logged into the server before, it would have given that error message, player is not registered on the server. So, let's see if he will accept it here. So there we have him accepting it. So if we go to our friends list now, go to friends list, Lewis is listed as one of our friends. Now we could remove him. We could remove Lewis. And now he is no longer our friend. Zero friends. So, one thing to say about the friend system is it works much like how the Steam friend system works, where you send a request to someone to be their friend and they accept it. Once they accepted it, you are friends of each other. So you're on their friends list and they're on your friends list. So let's look at this from the perspective of us getting sent a friend request. So we get this message that says, new question for you has arrived. Type /questions to view. So the question system is our way of allowing the server to ask you a question, or another player or a town or a nation to ask you a question and allow you to accept or reject. In this case, Lewis is asking if I want to be his friend. So to see what the question is, we type /questions. And this will bring up a list of all the questions you currently have. For players, this could be a town invite or a friend request. So in this case, question 1, Lewis has requested to add you as a friend. So if we wanted to accept it, we'd type accept 1. Now it's accepted, and if we go to friend list, Lewis is listed as one of our friends. Now towns and nations also have their own question system. So for towns, it's town/town questions. For nations, it's /nation questions. However, it works the same for residents, towns, and nations. Question system is all the same. It's all the same backend, just slightly different commands to do it for either a resident, a town, or a nation. We'll go more over the questions for towns and nations in their tutorial videos that are coming. So if we look at the resident help once again here, see we have resident, the resident help, we have some permissions, perms, as the commands are called here. We'll go over those here shortly. We have the accept the question, we have the friends list. Let's look at page 2 here. And we have the reject. There's one other command here, and that's request. So we can type request and a town name. Basically, what this allows you to do is ask the town a question. So this will appear in their questions inbox, basically. It will say Kane Freeman wants to join your town, and they can accept or reject that question. So we're not going to do that right now because there is no town called Fishland. There actually are no towns yet. We'll look at that a little more in the town tutorial. So the last thing we want to look at here is permissions. So let's real quick just type resident perms. Now what does this do for us? This brings up a list of all the player permissions that we have. Now notice we have 4 different types of permissions here. We have permissions for our friends. We have permissions for fellow residents in our town. We have permissions for allies of our town, and permissions basically for everyone else that we call outsiders. So for friends, by default, anyone on your friends list will be able to build in your personal plots, be able to use any doors or switches in your personal plots, be able to access any chests you have in your personal plots. However, PvP is turned off. You can manipulate any of the values in here. These are all the values that will be used for your personal plots only. They will not be used for any other plots in your town or whatnot. They're just for your personal plots. Now, I said that PvP is off by default, as you can see, for all 4 types. This basically means that by default there will be no PvP in your plot. Now, in order to do PvP with another player, both the other player and you have to have permission to PvP. Now, as the owner of your plot, you default have permissions for everything. So everything is on for you. That's just the way it goes. However, if you wanted to PvP with a friend in your plot, you would have to turn PvP on for your friend. If you wanted to PvP with other town residents, you'd have to turn PvP on for the residents. Now, we can show you how to do this. Let's try turning PvP on for the residents. So we don't know exactly how to do this, so let's type /residents_perms ? And it'll bring up the help for this. Now, as you can see, there are two different ways of doing this. We can either type in the person type, which would be friend, resident, ally, or outsider, and a value, on, off, true, false. And this will set the permissions for all of them. So let's say we wanted to turn everything off for outsiders. So let's type /resident_perms outsider off. And as you can see, everything has been turned off for outsider. Now let's say we want everything to be on for friends. So we go resident_perms friend on. And now you can see that all the permissions are on for friends. Now, what if we want to turn just PvP on for the resident? So if we look at the second help command for resident_perms, we notice that we can put in an action type. Now, this action type would be build, use, chest, or PvP. So in this case, we'd want to type /resident_perms resident, because it's a resident of our town that we want to turn this on for, PvP, and on. And as you can see, that would turn just the PvP permission on for resident. So let's say I wanted to turn chests off for friends. So we type /resident_perms friend chest off. And as you can see, it's now turned off. We can manipulate any of the permissions in this set to set it up however you wish it to be. Town permissions work very similarly, and we will go over them in the town tutorial. That is it for this tutorial. I hope this has given you a little insight into what Omicron can offer, and we will continue next time with a basic overview of how towns work.